Colleeny, we are very excited to announce that How to Gael is now sponsored by Fall to Ireland.
Woohoo! Bit of a perfect match, really, isn't it?
A match made in Ireland, you might say.
Oh, absolutely.
You wouldn't get the like of it up in Lisdoonvarna, girls. I'll tell you.
Maybe you would, because it's just all on offer really here in Ireland, isn't it?
I know.
I'm telling you.
And I feel like our favourite counties change from week to week, so this is a great excuse for us now to go and find a new one this year.
Girls, I'm going to pitch one to you. What about the vibrant history of Ireland's ancient East? I want to take a girls' trip to County Louth so we can retrace the steps of Queen Maeve in Thornbow Cúnla. There's a really bougie food scene. I know that's very important to you, Shivo. The veggie, loads of songs and histories there, Louise. So you'll get a sing-song. The place of the big epic poets like Art McCooey and Peadar O'Doherty. It used to be Gaeltacht area, Gaeltacht Uriala. So I think County Louth is a place for us.
Okay, pitch Ella Agamsa. So I'm from West Dublin, probably as close to the Midlands as all of us get. Beidir a trip go Kilquinnig. We could go see Greg Namana. I have a less famous friend living in Kilkenny. It'd be great.
Oh,
A less famous friend. Not good enough. But I think you're right, girls. We need to take it out of the group chat and we need to get a plan in action. Now, I know the way we are. We're a terror to get all together and make a plan happen. So could we just start small and maybe, celebrate the unmissable buzz of Dublin city centre? I can't believe I'm saying it. I'll never stop canvassing for the west of Ireland or the southwest. Hop Limerick, Macharihu. But you know what I mean?
I think you're the token dub now.
Oh my God, I love this. I love this. And
The Pale Gabra.
let's not forget, of course, there is the epic Wild Atlantic Way as well. So we're going to be spoiled for choice, lads. We've got a big year ahead of us.
Can we do it all?
Try and stop us.
Let's go.
Yeah.
One. Cunnigurt de Gachtrig of an tolas ar fad le fall discoverireland.ie.
I tell you what, there's no stopping us now. There's no stopping us. So let's keep discovering and visit discoverireland.ie. And you know what? If you're listening right now, get planning your next short break. Hello. Agus fórte go How to Gael na seachtaine seo Lumsa Louise.
Lumsa Shiva.
Agus lumsa therein.
Colleeny, Tomwood and Shaw and Tachtan Shell, ceiliúradh dhéanamh ar maná na hÉireann. Well, not really, but Lá Idirnáisiúnta the man was it last week?
Cúpla láhin, trí láhin in ish, yeah.
So who would we be if not proud women?
Lads, I'm fucking sick of spending time with all these women, all these deadly women in my life. I'm knackered from the coming and going up and down the country, and Jesus Christ, we met some deadly women in the show in there, fad. It was unreal.
gCorcaigh agus ceiliúradh.
Oh, doties.
There's nothing like, I come from a family of all women and you have to give it to the women. Do you know what I mean? We're annoying at the best of times, but only for us.
I know.
The world wouldn't turn if not for the neurotic women of the world, is what I say. As a very neurotic woman.
I was just going to say, remind yourself of that the next time we're fucking doing your head in for being neurotic women. So I know, you can't live with them, can't live without them.
That's true.
Are you ever cynical if we lied or not to the man?
Well, we did that episode on how to be fake, Ladani, and with this idea of sometimes people just having a tokenistic celebration to mark the women. Sure, isn't every day really International Women's Day?
Well, but you know what's mad is in Crackshire fad Gulchurch Tharla in America, and like the total backtrack from equality and diversity in the workplace. Actually, some of my friends in America sent me emails that they received from work, like from the management, to say, by the way, we're totally divesting and moving away from having any equity in promoting equality and diversity in the workplace. It's a Chinese táchtaí ná mar bhí riamh a bheith a géile versus the maná, and a bheith really conscious me on that shit. It's fucking scary, isn't it?
No, ein team lad agus tá fós barna pá ann, tá fós obviously Fray in a good in man. So Neil Misha den torm, Neil Misha cynical fui, but I know go kind of on torm in a way. But I think even sometimes when something is tokenistic, at least it's being spoken about, and tá sé tuairt ordan the cúisina seo on its geféile need to flay.
I know.
And God bless our souls, we don't miss an occasion to celebrate ourselves anyway. And do you know what I thought, Colleeny, this episode was missing? Another woman. So beg againn again piece beg, we'll have actually a guest joining us, a wonderful female comedian. Rimishin, can we talk about the idea of international women? Do you have an icon, a female icon? If we're
sure, are we not international women ourselves, Louise?
Well, I mean, our boot scooting baby would argue.
What does it take to be an international woman?
An international woman.
A passport.
Like myself.
A passport.
A passport and a Stetson and a bottle of kombucha.
And an insatiable appetite for devilment.
Whoa.
I don't know. Look, I don't know.
Sorry, let's play a game. How many stamps do you have on your passport?
I was intrigued. Like Kaiki show head. Like,
girls, I'm so over the fucking trips abroad and all the rest, because you know what? Honestly, I feel so after being in Galway, my old stamping ground for college, and then we had a lovely day in your old stamping ground from college, Louise and Cork. Yeah. Honest to God, where would you be going?
Here in the
No, I don't, no place like home. No place
I know.
like
Well,
home.
Dorothy. I love on Frawley sin there and saying like, oh sure, look, if you could put a roof on it, you know
what I mean? Yeah, I know. And like we had a great ale. Honestly, I feel like my cup has been replenished after like Éanor gahen to Mach Fendir and like Gunari and Blackley Augant and just spend a couple of days.
Ain't you?
Yeah, I just feel like you're replenished.
I know.
I have a new vigour for life in the big city.
Thought the pep at the step, girl.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's only Trish Fang Olive. I always get really lonely as well for like, do you know, like if you lived in different places and then you might be mad to get out of them, and then when you go back, all you can see is like rose tinted glasses.
It's Cua.
Shinamrod Cua, yeah. And do you ever think as well, does it ever happen to you when you go back, I take and rev to Dervitic Fosni is like living in college, that everything, okay, maybe I'm going to sound like a weirdo for saying this, seems smaller?
Yes.
Does this happen to you?
No. 100%.
And you're like, she is like Patrick Street, Gurk in the Reagan, and you're like, oh my God, why does it feel like small? Like, you know, this is so weird, but I thought Norvius like a gCorcaigh Agus my Uckman Dig Dish. It was like my first taste of Saoirse. I was in Shalish the Colini. I was like living in an apartment and going out, Gockiha. And like, I just saw Cork, the bright lights of Garharky, you know?
100%. But your whole world, I'm the same with Shop Street. My whole world revolved around, I lived on Eyre Square, going down to Shop Street. That was my Monday to Friday, my Saturday night, you know, my romances, my friendships, everything began and ended on Shop Street. And now I walk up and down, I'm fucking up and down by the shop within 7 minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how did I live my whole life here for years and think that like the world stopped and ended here? And now... Yeah, you know, it's just
Shop Street go Nashville.
Shop Street go Nashville. Do you know, it's gas and Roddy though, they're like taken to, I don't know, dahila oit, you know, it just becomes so much part of your norm. Like Declan stopped me in my tracks there, cúpla seachtaine when I came back to Limerick, and I was like, it's so quiet, it's just around here.
Where the fucking does like
2 minutes.
Are we becoming culties and she's becoming a dog?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, Freaky Friday.
Fucking gas. God with the tape.
The Midlands baby over here and fucking
Midlands baby.
Yeah. Oh my God, is that going to be your brand from now on?
Midlands.
In the Midlands.
Yeah, I think so.
Leash, please.
You know, landlocked Lucan girls.
John, I'm up for it, girl. I'm up. If ever there was a woman who was going to yassify the Midlands, it's herself. Do you know what I mean?
And do you know how she'd do it with these like lavish dinner parties and like, you know, taking coats at the door of the house in Leash.
Absolutely.
Like, there you go. No better woman. She was advocating big time for Leash in the WhatsApp group there the other day. So
no, that was a misunderstanding.
It was.
Catch me up, because actually Kylie's a macker in chatting.
No, basically Louis didn't againn Leash. Agus hosig there in a glare for Cunday Lou, and I was like, girl, it was Leash, and she was like, no, girl, it's Cunday Lou. Anyway, that was it.
That was
pretty much it.
She's very dedicated to the Midlands.
I am,
and I'm here for it.
I'm a woman with the people, and I'm prepared to be a spokesperson for the hidden heartlands.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
no better woman.
woman.
Delighted for you.
Tá beag Craig there ní le tach the shock, but before that, did you do anything nice to treat yourself for a Lloyd or Náisiúnta na Man?
No.
Did you not?
No.
Did you buy yourself one of those coconut matchas?
Coconut matcha, girl, every day is large and Náisiúnta na Man when it comes to the coconut matchas. Exorbitantly priced and fucking ridiculous. But
and
anyway.
Mona will Aine Sawalia, Aine the Dacian of the Lottie Náisiúnta na Man Gaful. We still have tickets available for our gig in Malia Auclia. Our last show of the tour is on this Friday on Tharla Lá Idirnáisiúnta in the Ambassador Theatre in Malia Auclia. We want to see all the Mná Idirnáisiúnta.
International Women of Mystery from the Midlands to
everything
mid-Tennessee.
In between. And we'll celebrate you all. I feel as well the gas thing about our gig déanach is going to be the repertoire of scéalta that we'll have accumulated like a muinte seo.
I know.
It's almost scanrúil because anything, it's quite a liability now what will come out on the stage.
I feel like we might, I don't know, throw the baby out with the bathwater, let and show and just go hell for leather lesh. I hope.
Sure, listen, between fucking tits and all the rest of it, what hasn't been thrown out at the stage, I don't know.
Well, do you know
what? Come to the show to hear that story.
I do have one little prayer and little gui rimish and shoshin, and I would like you all to join in this prayer with me, please. So please pray that my bob gets a little bit longer for it.
Okay.
It's just co-yar, like.
Keep hashtag Guidan Bob.
There you go. Guidan Bob. Guidan
Gruig.
Guidan Gruig. You'd know that one now.
You're right.
Bhfuilimid Reig le fáilte almhór chur rimish Fiona Frawley.
Woo! Bring her in.
Agus fáilte almhór tá ina seachtaine going an tachtain seo. This is lovely for us, Fiona. We're going to give you the full intro now as well.
Please.
But fáilte how to go. Give her a little boola bus for coming.
Yay! Fiona!
Comedian and and actor, no less, Fiona Frawley. You were named as one of the 50 under 50 ones to watch in 2025. Is your neck okay carrying around that title?
I mean, yeah, me and the other 50 people are just we're wrecked. But yeah, no, it was good. It's kind of, when you know someone writing the article and they are researching for it.
Don't do that Irish thing now.
No, but genuinely.
They slipped me in. I don't know how I got out of
it.
No, the state of me.
No, we're all gunning for that now next year, Fiona. That's all our vision boards for 2026. Like,
yeah, I'll give you her Instagram.
If you could, that would be really great.
No, we're delighted that you took the time to join us because it's a busy week for you. Next week, your tour, Are You Mad at Me, starts in Kilkenny. And by the way, I've also been told in my notes it's important to mention you own a dog called Danish.
Oh yeah, no, I'm actually surprised we went this long without her coming up.
Okay.
I would love to bring her. She's very high maintenance and not chill in any scenario outside the house. So like I
just
wouldn't
like the three bitches here.
Yeah, I know.
So I go like she's
first dig of the pod.
Transportable, but she'll be in my heart.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good place for a Danish to be, I feel.
Let's backtrack here. What kind of a dog is
She's
Danish?
a lurcher.
A lurcher?
Yeah.
I love
lurchers.
God, you're such a millennial.
Sorry, I know, and living in Crumlin, it's like essential. You're assigned the lurcher with social anxiety and many issues and like the tote bag on arrival.
Okay.
It's like part of the integration.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
And
wow.
just to top it off, what's your coffee order then on top of that?
Yeah.
When you walk in with
Well,
your lurcher and your tote
I know
bag
you're
into local.
thinking I'm going to say out flat white.
Yeah.
But it's a black Americano. Just
Don't leave me hanging for a high five now, but thank God these notiony women, like they like coconuts to be milked and all this mad stuff. I'm like, what's wrong with cows milking a black Americano?
I tell you.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, if I was going for an alt milk, I would go coconut because I do think oat milk tastes. I don't know if I can say this.
Well,
like cum. Sorry.
Oh,
Oat milk tastes like cum.
Let's just like.
God, who have you been with? Shiva would love that.
Give me his number.
There's a taste of it that's like.
I'm really small on oat milk. It's my favourite. I don't know what that says about me. What does that say about me? I don't know. Okay, moving on.
What's your favourite alt milk say about you?
That's a quiz on BuzzFeed. I'll take it. So Fiona, you are a comedian.
Yes.
So tell us about that. Like, how did you get into that?
Well, so I went to drama school, like to be an actor, and I kind of always like we were encouraged in drama school to like make a lot of our own work, probably because they knew in hindsight that none of us were going to get like cast in anything out of it. So they were like, you guys learn how to make your own plays and stuff. So like I always was kind of leaning towards comedic stuff, like that's what interested me. And then after drama school, I suppose I was like just waiting for agents to be like knocking down my door, and like, it didn't necessarily happen like that. So I kind of just started stand up then, as it's a bit more, you can book the gigs yourself. You can just show up to open mic nights and try and get on. Whereas in acting, you can like audition for years and years and you never really know what's wrong with you or why you're not getting cast, but you're not. So that's how I got into it really. Like I never thought I'd do it. I'd never even been to a stand-up gig before I started, which is probably shameful. But yeah.
So when did you realise you were gas?
I don't know. Like I don't even think I'm gas. Like
you went viral on TikTok.
Fiona, you're doing a terrible job at fucking selling yourself here. You're coming on as a comedian and you're just...
No, like I'm shit, but like definitely you come to the door.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
Sorry, like what about the 1.1 million views on TikTok?
Thanks. Woo! No, that's okay. So that was it
was a fluke. I don't know what happened.
But it is, isn't it? Like those viral TikTok videos, they are like the thing that you're like, oh, I'm not even going to post this, and then sure enough, so I bought this vase in TK Maxx. We all can relate.
Here we go. Who amongst us? Who amongst us, Fiona?
And it was like €11 grand, and I didn't really like look at it too much. I just bought it. I brought it home, and at the bottom of the vase was a sign that was like not suitable for water, not waterproof, only suitable for artificial or dried flowers. And I was like, surely not like. Do you ever read something like that and be like, "That's just I'm
100%.
choosing to not believe that
Yeah.
because it's too ridiculous."
It's like when things say they aren't oven safe. I'm like, I'm going to
You're
try
like,
it.
shut up.
I'm going to put you in the oven. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I ignored that. It was like just at Valentine's Day, so I put my Valentine's flowers in. Then I was actually gigging in Galway with Killian Sunderman.
Oh, friend of the pod.
Yeah. So I spent Valentine's Day with him.
Recently married, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he is. We're both in serious relationships, but look, it's showbiz comes first. But and then I got home and the vase leaked everywhere. So I just threw it up on TikTok. I mean, most of the views are people being like, "You are a fucking idiot," but I love it.
Yeah.
A view is a view is a view.
Absolutely, there are
And
a few
did it
people.
leak out like the crevices? What kind of a vase was it?
It just the bottom of it must have been like more porous, and it just leaked everywhere. There was no hole per se.
So it was paper mache. Like,
No, that's what actually
Did
a
it
lot
at
of the
least look
comments.
cute? Was it a cute looking vase?
No, do you know what? Someone commented on the TikTok being like, "The vase is ugly," and I was like, I needed to hear that. It is ugly.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're in TK Maxx
take it
and you
over.
buy
Yeah.
and you're like, it's rotten.
Yeah.
Like I would not buy this anywhere else, but it's €10. It looks like a Lego head. It's like yellow and kind of round. I should have brought it.
yes.
God, you should have brought it.
We could have left it on the set. It could have been one of our.
Are you a Lego fan?
No. Well, like, I mean, I respect it, and like, God bless to those who are, but like,
Everything is awesome. Everything is
Sorry,
cool
the Lego
when
movie
you
will was really good.
I will.
It
I'll
was.
Give, I'll
I
give
will
them
say.
that. Yeah,
Credit where
I
credit's
wouldn't
due.
buy a vase, but you're girl. They told you a TikTok out of it now with millions of views.
Yeah.
In fairness.
1.1 girls.
So,
1.1.
does the Lego feature in the show?
11111. This is
Maybe.
all magic numerology.
Yeah.
This
There
is
we go.
€11. You've 1.1 million views.
Whoa.
1111.
11 make a wish,
Yeah.
Fiona.
Oh my God, girl.
I'm looking
If
at
you
your
get a
finger
joke out of that,
tattoos.
you're
You
welcome.
surely have
Oh,
1111
that's
tattooed somewhere, do you?
I might as well. This actually, there was another viral TikTok
Go on.
of this as well, but it wasn't on my page. So I am a woman of a certain age,
Okay.
34 years old, and
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
like really came to womanhood in the like YOLO era, like
Yeah.
peak elder millennial. So I was on my J1 in California in 2013, and Drake's The Motto was really big.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh, my
understand
God.
he's fallen from grace recently. Like,
Yeah.
thoughts and prayers. But anyway, at this time, he was pretty big. So I got a YOLO tattooed on my finger and a
show
mustache.
us.
Oh no,
Yeah.
do you have them? No.
No, I have them. No, like they're still there.
Stop.
Oh,
girl.
I'm mortified.
For me.
Oh my
12
God.
years later, still going
But I
strong.
mean-
Oh my
no, guys, I
God.
know.
What's it mean again? You
No,
live your
please,
life.
you have
No,
to.
you only live once.
Please give it straight down the
Straight
camera
down the camera
lens.
lens, please.
Oh my God.
Oh, girl.
Fiona, that's iconic. Oscuelga. Oh, Níl ach saoil Uainn
yeah,
agus.
Níl ach
Níl ach saoil
You need a few
NASA.
fingers to get it tattooed on. You need one for
NASA.
every finger.
It's just NASA.
You'll
Níl
have
ach
NASA.
saoil Uainn agus.
Nice.
Oh,
NASA.
that's way better. At least it
Yeah.
would have been a bit subtle.
You could have been like, I love
But
space.
now- yeah, I just yeah.
Oh my God. On your index finger, YOLO.
I know. Me and my friend have matching ones. This actually does feature in the
This-
show. There's two
Oh.
of these tattoos in the
Do
world.
you YOLO?
I think clearly, like, unfortunately, yeah.
This is why I have no tattoos.
No, this
No,
is
no,
You're
no,
dead
no.
right. Like, and so this was like 12 years ago, and my friend's is like really faded. It's nearly gone away. But so we were on our J1. We're in
Did you
California.
get it
Like,
topped up, did you? No,
she didn't.
No, you
No, she
didn't.
didn't.
No.
What the fuck?
Sorry,
You're
no,
like,
I got it topped up like a week later. Like we weren't meant to go swimming or anything, but like we're in the pool, we're California girls, you know, and so it kind of faded off straight away, which was a gift to myself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the tattoo would have been gone by now, but I was like, and I went back and got it topped up. So
No.
now it's not leaving.
Yeah.
It's content.
So
It is kind of. So what happened was, I started work with this girl who. So I was 33, she was 23. So like very differing generations, you know. And she saw the tattoo and she was like, "Wait, no!" Like for a Gen Z, like
Yeah,
this
no,
is just, they don't think these tattoos really exist. Like they don't think that we actually did that. But she was like, "I can't believe I'm seeing this in the wild. Like, is that real?" And she put it up on her TikTok, and it got like a 2.5 like
What?
3
Maybe
million
it'll
views.
be
no, it got 2.5 Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't even get the clout.
I know, but
disaster.
so everyone in the comments was like, "Oh, she was outside. Like, I wish I had Sis's Tumblr. Like, she lived." So like, they think I'm a legend. So I
your
can
day.
never,
Rock
I
on.
can
Do you know
never
what might
stitch it.
happen?
Like,
Maybe it'll be like the tram stamp and it'll come back again. Because like Charlie XCX brought the
Yeah.
tram stamp back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
give us
True.
another 10 years, girl, and the YOLO, you'll be like,
I think it's the
I had that.
mustache.
I mean,
Like the chokehold
yeah.
mustaches had us in in, what was that, about 2010?
Yeah.
I get a fucking mustache.
Well, I worked in a certain accessories shop and everything had mustaches on them. Everyone would come in and get like their glasses with the mustaches hanging off them and stuff. Like we were obsessed.
I think I actually had a wallet from said accessory shop at the time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Was it around the same time as well that those owl chains?
Yes.
Owl chains. I had a fucking owl earring. Why were we all so obsessed with owls? That was another fucking weird.
Oh my god, I was paying money to see Stephen working a pair of fucking owl earrings.
I'll find the picture. I'll find the picture. It's
the owl's
hilarious.
body like broken into little lines.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's like a fucking flexible
Gen
owl.
Z have no idea how good they have it.
No.
All their stuff is fucking cool. Like they look amazing.
They do.
But I did see a TikTok the other day and I was like, this is true. It was like a Gen Z girl and she was like, we make so much fun of millennials, but like they were unproblematic. They had their aesthetic. Yeah, it's a shit aesthetic, but like they're not annoying. They were like, she was saying like, we're equivalent to boomers. Like we're annoying. We go on. We are a pain in the arse. This is her words, not mine. But I was like, maybe, you know,
I'll take it. I want to
You're
be
making comedy out of it, and clearly you're on the road. You're touring. So like, what's the show about?
So it's basically about. Like, do you know, you name your show and then you're like, okay, what does that mean? I actually like the way you said it at the start. You were like, are you mad at me? Like, it actually brought on a new intonation. But it's basically like, do you know the way you live your whole life worrying that, worrying that like you're pissing someone off or you're doing the wrong thing or, oh no, I can't do that, that's cringe, or I can't do that, like you'll think I'm a piece of shit or you'll be mad at me. So it's basically about that.
Kind of beat the fear. The fear, yeah. I think. Do you think as like women, you're more susceptible to that than men? I'm always very envious. Men are very much able to shake things off, whereas sometimes it can eat away at you when you're a girl and you're like.
Well, how many times I feel like it's such a girly thing to text someone after a night out or I don't know, a weird evening, like, hey, just check in. Are you mad at me? Or like, it is such a.
Are you mad at me?
Like,
Oh,
not okay.
Or the professional equivalent is no worries if not at the end of your email.
Exactly.
Yes.
The show nearly was called that.
Oh,
It's
really?
the same energy.
Yeah.
You know? Or like it's actually really relevant in comedy. Like there are so many male comedians who, God bless, like should not be in the career. Like
Name them.
You know, like,
Name them.
Name them all.
like I don't know, like if a woman has it, and I don't want to be like if a woman, but like, you know, if a woman has a terrible gig, she will never do stand up again. Like you'd be like, you'd never get over that shame. But like lads will like perform 15 minutes to zero laughter and be like, I'm clipping that. Like, you know,
It's I so agree. They're all online as well. Like even male comics have seem to have a much more prominent social media presence than women do, because even just having the confidence to press post and put something up and not overthink it.
Like, because like I'm gigging all the time and I try and film it because content, girls.
Yeah,
of course. And I'm like, oh no, like I wouldn't put that out. Like it doesn't get that big a laugh. And my partner is a comedian as well, and he's like, look at other people's clips. It's themselves laughing and they post it. Like just because it doesn't have to be perfect, like churn it out. Like that's kind of what the show is about as well. It's like you're waiting for something to be perfect. You're waiting for yourself to be incredible. You never will. And like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like so.
But we hard to learn that though, isn't it? Like how do you break that stigma?
Because we also broke up. We also go on. Sorry, spoiler. No, we also
had to gone.
We grew up in an era of girls aren't funny. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what we heard.
People still say that, and actually, I feel like maybe around like 2018, 2019, there was a real push for like women in comedy, female comedians, like get more women on the lineup, blah blah blah. And I think it did happen, and it was going well for a while. But like since like post pandemic, it's back to the like token one woman on the lineup, and it's real like I never see the other female comedians because like I'm not booked with them because it's like one at a time.
Oh my god,
girls.
Okay.
You know. So and definitely the stigma of like, because if someone sees a female comedian that they don't enjoy, they'll be like, women aren't funny. But if they saw a male comedian, they'd never be like, men aren't funny.
Yeah,
you know what I
they'd be
mean?
like, he's not funny. That's it. Yeah,
like, you know. So
they tar us with the same brush.
100%. And we're fucking gas. Like,
I mean,
girls,
not
sing
me,
it,
but
sing it. What about? I'm really interested in the creative process, right? So you go and you are obviously writing a show about something that's like incredibly exposing, and you know you're up there by yourself. Yeah, no, but you're up there by yourself and you're delivering by yourself. So you don't even have like the cushion of like, you know, if we do something, there's 3 of us in it and there's safety in numbers. It's really hard to get from having an idea in your head, then to have the self-discipline to write it all down, and then to go to perform it on stage. What's that like for you?
100%, because you only have yourself to blame if something goes wrong. Like, you know, if you were in a play or whatever, it's like, oh, the direction was terrible, like the writing, blah blah blah. But I mean, I don't know that, because this is my first show ever, and I've been doing like my first solo show, our show, and I've been doing stand-up for like 10 years. It's kind of been like in the make. It's been like a long process. Like, you're always kind of, say you start off with your set that's like 5-7 minutes long, and then you're always just adding and taking away from that. Like, over the years, it's a real gradual thing. And then I suppose, like, say when I started to write the show, I had like 20 minutes that I liked, and then I was like, right, I just have to do one more 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes. So I tried.
No, I like it. Girl math.
So I tried to break it down like that.
Yeah. 5 minutes 4 times.
Right.
I know. I so get it. Yeah.
But the fact that you're even saying it took 10 years to go from A to B, like there's lads who are on TikTok that have one viral video and then they're like, I'm booking a tour all around Ireland. Like that in itself tells a story.
Yeah, but that's me as well, like king procrastinator. Like,
What was there a
bad.
moment when you were like, okay, I'm kind of looking for a better phrase now that I need to take the finger out, but like I need to pull the trigger now.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
is.
Probably
Probably
take the YOLO finger out. Sorry.
I gotta
Too far. She always takes it too far.
live.
You only, you know, it was, she was sat there and she goes, oh, you only live
It's
once.
actually hard to. Yeah.
What was the moment?
It's easier to show to you. It's probably in the last year or so. I was like, what am I doing? Like, because for years I've been like, oh no, I could never tour. Like, I'm never going to sell tickets. I'm not an online comedian. I don't do blah, blah, blah. And it was like, girl, shut up. Like, if you have to cancel the dates because tickets don't sell, just fucking cancel them. No one gives a shit. Like, it's all smoke and mirrors as well, like in comedy and entertainment in general.
In life,
it's like, if you are seen to be doing a tour, if you're seen to be blah blah blah, like, then other people believe it and they book you for bigger gigs. So I was like, you're just being an idiot, like just sitting at home being like, I guess I'll wait.
I think though it's so hard when you're a woman in entertainment that, you know, you have to believe in your own hype, and actually believing in your own hype is very hard.
Oh no, it is.
It's
like,
so hard.
100%.
I mean, now here, like, we've spent a fucking year believing in our own hype, but it's great. But Darren said it, there's great strength in us having each other. Like, I think, you know, being on your own, I'd imagine there's a lot.
Oh, stop.
Of like thoughts.
No, there is. Like, I'm very lucky. Like, my partner is a comedian as well. Now, this isn't very like girl bossy of me because he is a man. Can't be like, I know.
That's okay though. That's fucking neoliberal feminism telling you that you have to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it's very okay to rely on your partner. It means you're in a good relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Healthy.
no, it's true. And he gives great advice, and he like is kind of managing this tour for me. He kind of does. He does graphic design and stuff as well. Like, he made the posters. He's kind of done everything. You know? He's like put out clips, like, you know. So it's good to have that bit of motivation, because otherwise, you just like.
I hope he's filling up that Lego vase as well as he.
I mean, the flowers were from him.
They were from Killian Sunderman, were they?
No, they're from the fans.
Can I ask Fiona? Obviously, like, there has been a huge growth in female comedians. Are there any ones? Are there ein Esham Laurie and Ditch? Are there any ones that you look up to at the moment, like in Ireland and abroad? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, like in Ireland, every female comedian and otherwise like is obsessed with Joanne McNally. Like, I just think she is like, she just has a funny bone, like every inch of her, like, she can't exist without being hilarious. She is like such an inspiration. Outside of Ireland, I love Kat Cohen.
Okay.
I heard her on with Grace Campbell.
They're
actually gassed together.
She's incredible. She's an American comedian. I gigged with her a few years ago at Paddy Power Comedy Festival. She's like a musical, like, you would love her. She just sings about like kind of what we're talking about, just like embarrassing stuff that happened to you in college and like being crazy.
We were actually talking off air about sloppy dicks. She'd be a good woman now for a song about a sloppy dick.
She would have something about a sloppy dick.
We won't tell you any more context.
Please give us context. So why we're talking about sloppy dicks, Louise?
People don't need to know that, do they?
She's trying to talk about floppy dicks.
I was saying that the microphone in front of Fiona when we started to record was kind of flopping, and I meant to say she had a floppy dick, and I said a sloppy dick, and sure, look, one thing led to another.
Yeah, so we were saying there's a big difference. There's a big difference between a sloppy and a floppy.
It was actually quite a profound conversation.
It was.
Because the two can't exist at once.
No, we had a breakthrough, I think, actually.
I actually think you opened up something.
Listen,
very interesting.
I mean, they've often said it about me.
She's Kroga, you know, she's always sharing with us.
Yeah, I love a good dick scale, but anyway, that's for another episode. But
please.
So tell us what's the like. Obviously, you're exploring. We talk about this an awful lot as well about, I suppose, like the female experience. And Shiva, in fairness to her, always says that like this demographic of women, you know, have a lot of, I suppose, societal kind of dilemmas that they have to choose from. So we're really interested in your kind of show concept. Can you give us any little, you know, like highlights or takeaways? Or
absolutely. So it's basically, I mean, kind of the skeleton of it is like, why, okay, I am always worried everyone's mad at me or everyone hates me or everyone thinks I'm shit. Like, why is that? Like, I'm looking back throughout history and like women through the ages, and if in history, if someone was mad at a woman, often she died. Like, not to take it down too much, but you know, like,
geez, there you go.
Marie Antoinette, like Henry VIII.
Oh my God, yeah, there was like 3 of them. Like,
Diana,
you know,
Edie from Desperate
Housewives.
Like, spoiler to anyone who hasn't watched it in full. But you know, so it's a bit about that, and it's just
yeah. So kind of like what is it? They say nature versus nurture.
100%.
And we've all been nurtured to be this kind of like docile little sweet little like sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what they say little girls are made of, you know. And like you can look at like the clothes that little girls wear and like the mottos that they have them on versus boys, and there's just no wonder how we end up being like looking for permission and like over apologizing. Like, are you an over apologizer, Fiona?
Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
Sorry,
my friend. No, literally, sorry for a living. Sorry for being alive. Do you know when you go to like another country and like, because obviously you're so used to being like sorry when you literally walk down the road like on Dame Street or whatever, and say like, I was in Paris in November and I was like, oh, what's the French for sorry? Like désolé. Like I need to be saying like désolé everywhere. And it's like, no one's going to know what you mean. Like you say excuse-moi because like no, the French aren't like apologizing for their own existence. Or like, whatever country I go to, I'm like, what's sorry? And it's like, no one cares because no one's saying that here.
Do you think so? Do you think it's just an Irish women's thing?
I mean, this sorry is an Irish thing in general, for sure.
Do you ever say it like that when you're like,
I love
sorry.
Sorry.
What do you mean? Should I say that? There's a few sorry.
Sorry, like stay to you.
Like,
or sorry, stay to me.
Sorry.
Okay, Fiona.
Sorry, that's floppy. Like,
yeah. So true though, yeah.
I work with someone and she literally starts sentences with sorry. Even when there's nothing to apologise for. Like we'll be in the meeting and she goes, sorry, and can I just say, and like I'm like no reason to say it there.
And just, that's one we have to watch out for as well.
What?
You know, when people are like, look back over your email and get rid of any of the justs, because you know, if you're writing and you're like, I'm just getting in touch because I'm a piece of shit, but like I just was wondering about that thing that you sent me.
I'm just confirming, like, I'm just checking, that's me.
Wow.
I'm confirming that you are going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, own it, like, own your confirmation.
Whoa. I would feel really aggressive if I sent any emails without any like exclamation marks, or like even sometimes I put a little kiss at the end.
I know, oh my God, that's hilarious. No, because this is it to a T. Do you remember Louise was reacting to your messages in the WhatsApp group with thumbs up, and she was like, no, react with hearts. Thumbs up is too aggressive for me.
Thumbs up, you're mad at me.
Thumbs up means on it.
No, thumbs up is like, it's like, no.
Reclaim it, like sloppy dick, like bring it back. But like,
I'm going to start reacting with like the aubergine emoji.
I prefer that.
Do you know what's gas? A gang got in touch with us. They wanted to send something out to How to Gael, and they messaged How to Gael page, and then they messaged my page, and then I replied to them. I was like, listen, thanks, man. And they're like, would yourself, Louise and Shiva be like interested in receiving? And I was like, look, thanks a million, but like waste and whatever, I'd say we'll leave it this time. And they replied with thumbs up emoji.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fuck you.
That's a fuck you,
It's
isn't
a
it?
fuck
I'm like,
you.
I know,
do-
but I get is
I'm
that
not gonna
the
say who
thing
was,
of
but-
thinking, oh, you did thumbs up, you hate me.
Yeah.
Whereas they're just like, oh, it's just the quickest reaction. Because in my workplace, it's flat out thumbs up, thumbs up. I can't do
Isn't
them.
it gas that
I
we're
do
in a generation of
emoji
pray,
instead.
pray for my soul.
I like pray.
Oh, that's very Catholic.
Which see, we're in a
very
generation
Irish.
now.
Over these videos, and I'm like, pray.
Yeah, pray. We were composing a text with Darren recently, and actually, the emojis were nearly as important
As the text. Yeah.
So true.
100%.
Yeah.
Did you know that we got a spelling error in that?
No,
Yeah, we did.
there was
I know.
4 of us composing a text, an important
too
text.
many cooks.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Girls.
Talk about it again.
Yeah.
Something like a there. I hate, do you know, there,
Yeah.
there.
They're tough.
They're
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, sorry now. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not good at emojis.
Sorry now.
Sorry, wrong emoji.
So
Thumbs
better.
up. Hit her with a thumbs up, girls.
But the thumbs up, like the name of the thumbs up emoji was blackened by Stephen Donnelly. Do you remember? What did he respond to
Oh,
again?
Jesus. That
Oh.
awful
I think it was
fucking
like
thing.
the
Yeah.
COVID numbers have increased. Like the country's out of control.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, see, I told you, it's a fuck you. It's a
Yeah.
fuck you. So during your show, Fiona, you're talking about this, how women have been made to be so submissive and stuff and feel like everyone's angry at them. Are you actively working on improving that within yourself?
What I'm really trying to work on.
Sorry to laugh.
What I am trying to work on, which I think is kind of similar, is like putting myself out there a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because like by not putting yourself out there, you are apologizing for yourself. You're like, oh no one would want to hear from me. Like no one would want to see. Like even the video of the vase, I put that up on my Instagram story, and I was like, I'd never put it beyond here because like the fucking state of me. Do you know?
Yeah.
Then I was like, no, throw it up on TikTok. Like what's to lose? So I think I'm trying to work on that.
Yes.
And like it's constantly in my head. Like everyone thinks you're a fucking idiot. Like everyone thinks you're a sap.
But everyone thinks everyone's a fucking idiot. Like.
No, and everyone's just thinking about themselves. Like no one cares. So it's like put it out there. So I think that's kind of similar.
Okay.
And that is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
A
It's
little
like your
bit.
The videos
visibility.
of,
Yeah.
people on TikTok that are like crying going to work, and it's like me on my way to work because I was too embarrassed to dance on TikTok in 2021. And you're going to like totally fair, like what?
Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing
Yeah.
now? That's it.
All the
you
way to
know?
the bank.
Addison Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
Well,
you.
the Gen Zs are doing
people
something.
Get
flag
your
Oh.
meaty Lego head out and make
I tell
hay.
you.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Like,
Well, in that vein, though, have you got any advice for people who be listening to this now and who are like, okay, like I actually have something that I really want to do, but I'm shit scared to do it? How do you get over that like imposter syndrome and fear and like fucking self-loathing and hate that like we all battle sometimes to pull the trigger, post the TikTok?
It's like because I'm trying to do that for myself as well. The only person losing out is you if you don't post it.
Yeah.
Like and maybe that's not going to help people because they're like, I'm trash. I don't want to help myself
I
anyway.
know.
But it's like you are the one who's missing out. Like it's probably some people will be like, oh, the stadia if you post something, but like they're not going to reap the benefits of the thousands of other people who like it. You will reap those benefits. So like just go for it. And like everything's cringe online.
I thought you were going to say just YOLO.
I mean,
I
wish.
I wish. Can we
just
do that
a
again?
bit? Like, I need to take the advice a little bit better.
Yeah.
I need
Go for
to
just YOLO.
like, you know, and because like the amount of shite that's on TikTok now, like
Yeah.
people love cringe. People love something that's a bit rough around the edges and a bit stupid. So just do it.
Just do it. There you go, girl.
Go on, Nike.
Yeah, CC Nike. Have you
If
got any?
possible. No worries if you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
On Thornwood, sorry, why did I apologise there? On Thornwood, Fraw's on dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Fiona. Okay, we're going to teach you a phrase each now.
Please, thank
so
you
my
so
one is Gumaleshgale,
Oh yeah.
which is obviously, excuse me, but we're not saying Tobronum anymore. And I think Gumaleshgale can be delivered
Gumaleshgale.
so sassily, like Gumaleshgale.
Yeah.
That's what you need to start doing.
Oh, hello.
I 100% agree because like I mean I do know like the like basics of Irish, but I've been too scared to bring it up here
so
because
ideal.
I've been
So ideal.
trying to again like that's
this
another
is the
part of
year
it.
of
I
you
was like,
getting
oh.
being assertive and putting it all out there. Yeah,
But
so
like
Gumaleshgale.
Gumaleshgale, I always thought sounded so sassy.
It is sassy.
I loved it.
I'm
And
known
also
for it, yeah.
Led a Hull. Like I was like, that does not mean please because it's so sassy. Led a Hull.
Let the whole.
Sorry, love.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We're reclaiming
I
it
love
as sassy.
I
Okay.
like it. I like it.
How do you say that politely?
The sassification
Leadahul.
of Gaeilge. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
I'll give you Ordogan Irda. thumbs up. Or you could put the mayor near the. You could stick up your finger either, whatever one, two of them.
Or dó gníirde.
Or dó near the, your thumb.
Yeah. Or what they say around Kool-Aid is pups and order.
Pups in order.
That's
cute.
Pups
Pups in order. That's the new middle finger. Is this?
That's as good as.
I bite my thumb at you, sir. Like,
It's
do you
as
know what
good
I mean?
as.
Sometimes I do that in traffic when someone's really pissed me off and I don't want to be like negative. So I'm like,
No, that's so much better.
like
Actually, my friends live in Dubai and it's illegal to give the finger over there, especially if it's to someone
the
who
fourth.
is an Emirati, like someone who's from Dubai. So you could just be.
yeah.
Or
I'm
dó
like,
gníirde.
I'd be in
Or
prison
dó gníirde.
ASAP.
Or dó gníirde, girl. Stick it up. Or dó gníirde. They would know what hit them. Yeah.
I get the finger quite often, like.
Do you?
So I'd be in jail, like.
oh my god,
You'd be deported.
Yeah.
You give the finger and
oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
to them,
hilarious.
Roxy,
You
and you're
fucking old woman of a man, like, oh my god.
I didn't say in
Old
traffic.
man of a woman. I mean.
oh, just in day-to-day.
I
day-to-day,
actually
like.
was with Shiva Ladanis, the Corley, and I gave voucher for beeping.
No, sorry. That was dangerous what someone did.
Oh
Louise.
no, if they're a danger to
She
the
put
road.
out in front of her hearse as well. She's a wild driver. Anyway, or dó gníirde, Shiva.
on, you give her-
Or dó
you give her
gníirde,
frosted.
dó gníirde.
I'm trying to think, like, this isn't really Oscailge, but I'm just going to give it anyway. Fuck the begrudgers.
Hey.
Fuck the begrudgers. Yeah, or I'm always like,
love it.
you know, I'm trying to think, betu fada rohan sanuig, I suppose. You'll be long enough dead. Betu fada rohan
That's
sanuig.
100% it.
Yeah. So there you
Say
go.
it again.
That's my betu fada rohan sanuig.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in that.
I
so I'll
know
have to
there
work
is.
on it. I'll
Beg
come
to,
back.
yeah,
No, I
beg
love
to. Go on, beg to.
Oh,
beg
you have
to.
say
You'll
again.
be.
Beg to.
Yeah, fada rohan
Fada a goan.
sanuig.
Sanuig.
There you go, girl. You have it.
And there'll be no or dó gníirde down there, hi.
I'm telling you.
Fiona Frawley, it's been absolutely gorgeous. Give us
you,
all the
guys.
details of your tour and where people can find you, Arlena, to support you, and where we can watch that gas video with the Lego head.
So you can find me on Instagram, Fiona Frawley. TikTok is the same, and you can see the video of and tell me whether you think the vase is ugly or not. There.
Thumbs up or down.
And the tour starts on the 21st of March in Clears in Kilkenny. I'm going to Galway, Limerick, Cork, and then show in the Sugar Club as well. You can find all the details of that on Instagram. Link in bio kind of vibe.
Oh,
Love it.
deadly.
And Dolan's.
Whoa, great
I mean,
venue.
hopefully.
Yeah.
God willing, girls.
Amazing.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
look,
no,
no
I'm
better
so
woman.
It's a
excited.
lovely session out the front. Durin has a few friends in the session too.
I've walked
Say
past
more
it
about
before
that.
when I've been gigging, like doing stand up. They put the comedians down the back. Obviously, music front
Darren made a
facing,
few enemies
client
one night.
facing.
Anyway, we'll say no more.
Say more
Look,
about that. You'll have
Fiona-
to subscribe to our Patreon to hear all about that one with Fiona.
Fiona Canary Lash, Leis an Thuras agus Gurmí na Mágat.
Slán.
And a huge Gurmí na Mágat the reach to our sponsor, Fáilte Ireland.